shoes, world on my shoulder, heart full of blues. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night, starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. Been real bad. I've been a real bad boy on the town all night, starting to calm down with the morning light. I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt, down in the dirt.
And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Holland.
Drivers around the corners as long as they hit their.
Max off lid. Race number one.
Over the Top Designs is one of the premier paint shops in all of iRacing. Do you need a special paint scheme for a new season, series, league, or special event? Well, Over the Top can take your design, your idea, your imagination, and create or recreate it into an eye-popping, one-of-a-kind special paint scheme. While we're speaking of one-of-a-kind, Over the Top offers the ability to capture that special moment, paint scheme, or accomplishment in iRacing by creating it into a custom die-cast. Over the Top also offers custom logos, banners, and even hero cards. So go see John and the crew at Over the Top Design for all your needs. You can check them out on Facebook at Over the Top Designs. And remember, don't just look good, look over the top. Welcome, race fans, to another edition of Loose Lug Nuts Racing. We're going to be here at Talladega Speedway tonight, Superspeedway, as a matter of fact, in the Loose Lug Nuts Racing series, their truck series. The guys are out there on the track. This is going to be the pre-race show brought to you by Extreme Sim TV. Jeff Merck here will be in the booth with me tonight. Jeff, your chance to say hello to all the fans.
Hello to all the fans.
All right, well, let's get right down to it. Let's talk a little bit about last week's race before we dive into this week's race. Looking back at last week's race, kind of jog everyone's mind. The number 64 car, or truck rather, or 46. Sometimes they get it mixed up. 46, I believe, is Scott Patton, correct? 46?
That would be Mr. Scott Scooter Patton.
Yeah. So the 46 truck of Scott Patton at Kansas Speedway led 32 laps. It wasn't extremely dominant in terms of leading laps. He led 32. Justin Michael led 24. And Elliott Sadler led 21. However, Patton did lead the last 32, well, the last lap, won the race in pretty dominant fashion. Closest competition was 8.9 seconds. Now, we've talked multiple times, over the course of the last few weeks about how we don't see that dominant performance anymore like we used to. And here we go with Scott Patton putting basically 9 seconds on the nearest competition.
Yeah, you put on Scooter in these trucks, he's pretty dangerous, especially on them cookie cutters. But not just on cookie cutters. I mean, he's dangerous anywhere. 2-milers, flat tracks, cookie cutters. Something about these trucks, he likes them.
Well, he is definitely very strong. Justin Michael, another strong contender, was very impressed with Elliott Sadler. I think strategy kind of bit him a little bit, but Elliott Sadler with a good showing in fourth position. Ken Richardson, not a guy that we've talked about a lot this year. He ended up finishing in third position, and Jeff Gilmore with a surprising fifth place finish. Not that Jeff Gilmore doesn't have the talent to run in fifth place. It's just with the amount of talent that we see now in the league, everybody has to rise to the occasion. It might have been strategy, or it just might have been a great piece of driving at maybe one of his better tracks.
Yeah, you definitely, if you want to run up front at this league now, you better bring your A game, because all of our series across the board's got really good, fast drivers. So you better bring your big boy pants.
All right, and with that said, actually, we're going to switch over. We got a point system. We're working on a point system into the overlay, but just to give you an idea, I pulled these off of our page where we score our points. So you can see the points there. Scott Patton is currently your leader, as you see. Does have a slight advantage of about 17 points over second place. Michael Jeans, Jason Lance, Ted Wade, Jeffrey Wood, Justin Michael, Trent Drum, Ken Richardson, Ray Richer, and Wally Tierheimer rounding out the top 10. Any surprises in that order for you, Jeff, when you hear those names?
Yeah, Jeffrey Wood's kind of a shocker for me, because, I mean, he's more known for that smooth voice in the booth than holding a steering wheel, and to be top 5 in points is pretty impressive. The other names are pretty common names you see in the top 10 in points.
I gotta agree with you on all points. Gotta give a shout out there to Trent Drum. Trent Drum, not a big splashy name, not a big name guy who you see up at the very front of the field, but man, he's consistent and he's always up there in points, especially towards the end of the season. I guess, consistency just pays off. Running in the seventh place in points right now. So Very impressive as we turn our focus now to tonight's race. We are here at Talladega. This is a 2.66 mile speedway. We're going to be running 43 laps.
43 laps.
The boys do not get any fast repairs. They'll have, I believe, 2 sets of tires in the pits, and I think it'll be some good racing. We've got, looks like 19 trucks currently registered. We don't know for sure if everybody's going to grid, but looks like 19 trucks have entered the race, and we'll see how things turn out. We got about 3.5 minutes before we get ready to go into qualifying. So, why don't you talk a lap here at Talladega, whether it be in the race or actually, let's start out with talk about a lap for qualifying, and then talk about a lap, in the race and the difference between the two.
Well, qualifying, when you come off pit road, you're going to get right up against that wall. And to be honest with you, if you want a good lap time, you really got to get through the gears on the apron before you even get on the track, because you want to build up as much speed as you can. You take the green flag, and then you run right around the top. And then when you take the white flag, which is actually your hot lap here at Talladega, you'll get right down and you'll just try to stay on that line all the way around the track with as little wheel input as you can, because a thousandth of us, 2 or 3 thousandths here could be the difference between first place and 16th place.
Well, there you go. There's a little insight to a qualifying lap. Now, talk about the difference between that and running a lap here, because you and I both have been in the cars. For anybody that's out there that may not have been in a simulator, that's just a fan, for me especially, let's talk about a specific driver. And by that I mean, let's talk about the guy on the inside lane behind the leader. What is your role, and what's it like to be clinging on that steering wheel?
Well, if you're behind the leader, it's actually not that stressful, because you don't have to really worry about him checking up in front of you, because there's nobody in front of him. You just have to be careful when you push him, how much you push him. You have to watch your temperatures. You have to watch the guy on the outside of you. You have to watch the guy that's maybe on the outside of him. If you're 3 wide, you got to really hold your line, be very line specific. Let's see, what else do you have to watch? Oh yeah, you have to watch the guy behind you, see what he's doing. That way, if you try to breathe your car, he doesn't try to get underneath you or try to take it 3 wide on the outside of you to put yourself in a bad situation. It's hectic. This is one of the most easiest tracks to drive and one of the hardest tracks to drive at the same time.
I always found being the person that was in that second row, I always felt more pressure in that row than I did in any other place on the track, because it's kind of your job to push that car in front of you to maintain your position. If you don't, you end up falling back, and it kind of falls on the person up front to drive very consistent, running the same line, turning in at the same points, going through the tri-oval the same each time, keeping the car straight. That way you can get to his back bumper. And I think that we're going to see that a lot tonight, where if you get just a little bit off, if there's a little bit of a weave to the left from the leader and a little bit of a weave to the right from the guy and behind him, and they bump, the leader's going to go around.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to line up when you push. There can't be no what I call seesawing, is like you're basically sawing on the rear bumper of the car in front of you. You can't do that, because y'all won't stay in a line very long. You'll either get turned, if you rub the wrong way, it'll either shoot you into the outside wall or shoot you down onto the apron. But normally, it's the guy in front of you that catches the raw end of that deal.
All right, and that's gonna conclude our pre-race show for the evening. Been a pleasure talking about last week and this week, and we're gonna head on into qualifying as Jeffrey Woods, the first one out of the pits. Got a little focus on him right now with the old camera. We're gonna see him in his kind of warm-up lap. He's doing exactly what Jeff Merck said, as he's kind of up against that wall through 3 and 4, trying to get a good burst of speed, because he actually kind of runs downhill off turn 4. So he's going to try to build his speed. We'll see if he goes for it on the first go, or if he's just going to wind it up on the on basically not on his out lap, as well as like the first lap. We'll call it a warm-up lap, and that's what it looks like. He's staying about 3/4 way at the track. That's pretty consistent with old school type of mentality. Wind the truck up as much as you can, and then dive her down on the next lap. So we'll see. I think Jeffrey Wood's going to put up the time first, and then looks like we got about 10 drivers out on the track. So we'll try to get a few other people as we see Jeff Wood coming through 3 and 4. Probably going to see him start to make the dive down to the inside.
Yeah, I'd have liked to seen him about a whole lane higher on that out lap, getting his speed up, and then coming through the tri-oval, kind of get right down on that yellow line like he's doing right there, and then just keep it down there. He is going up a little on entry, which isn't bad because it stops the car from bogging. He's way too high through that corner. He definitely needs to be down another half. Them left side tires need to be right on that yellow line almost.
As we see him out there doing that, we will jump to other trucks that are out there. We'll watch Michael Jeans as he goes through 1 and 2. He's not quite down to the line either. He's a little off of that line. We'll jump back to Jeff Wood as he's getting ready to come through and finish this lap. This is going to be the money lap. Should see
I'd say focus on that 46 truck if you want to see how you should wind her up.
We see Jeffrey Wood coming to complete his lap. Going to obviously shoot him to the top of the board with the 56.083. I will take your advice, and I will switch on over to the 46 of Scott Patton as he's running up against the wall, trying to build as much speed as he possibly can here. See, Jeans just edges out Jeffrey Wood for the top spot. You can also see the times are relatively close. If everybody does go ahead and run qualifying, you'll probably see the majority of everyone within about 2 to 3 tenths of each other when qualifying is all said and done. And Patton gets ready to take his qualifying lap. He did his warm-up lap. He's now going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and he is right down on that yellow line, maybe about a tire width between him and the yellow line. And he'll do that almost all the way around. He'll come up a little down the straightaways. That way it don't bog him down on corner entry. So he'll probably have a pretty good lap. Because out of all the ones we've looked at, he's the closest one to the line so far.
Wish we had a bar that showed us if he was in the green or if he was behind. We'll see here at the line as he gets ready to take the checkered flag. If he's going to get the lap in, 3, 2, 1, and he's not going to get that lap in.
Oh, waited just a little too long.
Well,
one thing we didn't think about,
Nope.
talk about, is trying to time it and being about 2 seconds too short.
well, at a super speedway, doesn't really make that big of a difference. So I will say that I wouldn't be overly worried about where you're really starting out here at super speedway, because in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't really make that much of a difference. I've won races coming from, a lap down here, so the starting position really doesn't really make that much difference at a super speedway, but that's just my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, you can start in the back here and be in the front in 2 laps. But most of your guys are going to ride around in the back. I mean, we really don't have that many laps tonight, only 43 laps. So a lot of the guys they might not be a lot of drive. They might not be a lot of waiting tonight. It might just be a lot of racing.
All right, as we get ready to call out our grid, starting on the pole tonight is going to be the 08 of Michael Jeans with the time of 5:60.55. Jeffrey Wood, outside pole, with the 56.083 in the number 64 machine. Congratulations, those two on the front row. Rolling off third is going to be Jason Lance. Fourth, Ray Richer. Fifth, Ted Wade. Sixth, Danny Rudy. Seventh, Judd Danielson. Eighth, Ken Richardson. Ninth, Jeff Gilmore. 10th, Scott Patton. 11th, Kenny Heath. 12th, Jeremy Crandall. 13th, Justin Michael. 14th, Andrew Schulte. 15th, Trent Drum. 16th, Wally Tierheimer. 17th, Gene Rogers. 18th, Chris Boyles. And 19th, we've got Sammy Davis. And 20th, we have Kerry Cleaver. That is going to be your grid for this race tonight.
Well, folks, pull them belts tight, because here comes the racing at Talladega. They'll probably be 3 wide on a lap before they get to turn 1.
Should be an interesting night of racing, that is for sure. So strategy-wise, I think we're going to see. We may see an early caution, but I tell you what, there's some guys that are always out there working together and working very well together, and they are one of the stronger teams. I gotta call out, or gotta say, Bandit Motorsports, Justin Michael, Chris Boyles, Wally Tierheimer, Andrew Schulte, Kerry Cleaver, Scott Patton. They are all going to be running together tonight. I think they're going to break away from the pack at some point. They're going to pit off cycle. They're going to try to get away from everybody and basically run away, because they do very well running in a single, or I shouldn't say single, but in a smaller pack. They seem to do very well and be able to put a good amount of distance between themselves and the rest of the pack.
Yeah, their team strategy is always on point. It seems like they just get nose to tail. They do their own thing, and more times than not, their top 4 cars are together at the end, and they're running up front. So.
All right, as the pace car ducks down, we got to go round the bend a little bit here. They got to go on the green flag for the start of the race, so we will await for them to get into the starting box. And Michael Jeans will lead them off here just shortly, waiting for the green to come out.
And there it is.
Green flag is out, and there goes the loud pedal on every one of them. Not a real great advantage trying to get a great start or restart here. It actually can probably kind of hurt you more than help you, as we are already 3 wide with Scott Patton taking it.
Yeah, I think Patton's just trying to get back there to his teammates, to be honest with you.
Got one truck down on the apron. That is Kenny Heath. As he falls to the back of the pack. That may have been a calculated move there. And we see Jeffrey Wood
leading the way.
And we see Jeffrey Wood gonna lead the first lap here.
Oh,
Possibly lead the first lap.
Way too soon. There.
Possibly. He still might. As we get through the tri-oval here. Showing Jean's leading right now. Yes, Michael Jean's gonna lead the first lap.
Got it at the line.
If they can get it back together, nope, not in time. That's one of the biggest problems, in my opinion. When you're working that inside lane, gotta maintain speed. Gotta get up there so that outside truck can get down in front of you.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing here is because the outside line actually is they get more momentum off the corner because they don't get so bogged down on that second line. Then they get the run and it's like a giant chess match, outside pull down and you pull up and then you basically just keep swapping the stop spot back and forth really. Oh, 3 wide coming to the line.
You watch from on top of Judd's car, Judd Danielson's truck. We are watching this 3 wide right in front of him. We'll jump up to the 32 who's in the middle of it all. Judd Danielson.
That 955 looked a little wobbly to you. It looked like he was a little cattywampus off the corner there.
He did look a little wobbly. As we are riding on board with Anders Schulte. We've got Justin Michael just in front of himself, Wally Tierheimer and Chris Voiles all in the same pack. We'll jump back up front, jump on Jeffrey Wood's rooftop, checking that out. You can hear him burping the throttle just a little bit. While we were kind of checking things out, the number 44 of Ray Richards found his way to the front. Here comes Jeremy Crandell on the outside being pushed on by Ted Wade. Ted Wade going to try to give that number 73 a shot, get him up towards the front.
Oh, Jeans wanted to cut that 73 off right there, but he wasn't 100% certain if he was clear. I think he was going to try to squeeze up in front and then let him push him back to the front.
It's a game I like to call leapfrog. You clear that outside lane, you're the second truck on the inside, jump to the outside, let them push you in front. Oh, as we have a wreck.
Oh, man.
Caution is going to be out.
Not wood.
So let's take a look from, let's jump on board with Jeffrey Wood. And we will go up top, and here comes the replay. Oh no! You see the contact there between the 32 and the 64.
32. Yeah.
Oh, Justin Michael got caught right at the tail end of that too. Watch Justin Michael and see he's he got hit in the rear. He's gonna have some minor damage. Looks like.
Yeah, he got clipped in the right rear. He'll definitely have to get that knocked out to get some damage there.
All right, as we go on our first caution of lap 5 of 43, we're going to go ahead and take a quick caution break. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We are here at Talladega Speedway. And we are getting ready to go back green here shortly. Ray Richer is your leader. Jason Lance sitting outside in that second row. Gene Rogers.
Ken Richardson's
yep.
up there. Gilmore, Jeans. The old Scott Patton, he's up there. I want to go and see. What I want to see is the guy that got a little bit clippy in the rear there. See how bad the back of that 87. Oh yeah, he's gonna be off the pace.
87 is probably gonna be in a little bit of trouble. If he's able to stay inside the pack, he'll probably be okay. With that group of guys that we were talking about, if they do something, they might be able to stuff him in the middle and he might be okay.
Yeah, that's a bad spot to have that right rear spoiler way up in the air like that. I mean, maybe if he can tuck right in real close between two teammates, but even then, he's probably, these trucks are so aero dependent.
All right, pace car is getting ready to duck on down. Going to give you the restart here.
All right, make sure we go live here. Oh, and Ray goes super early, which is something you don't see a lot of Talladega. They're probably, well, I don't know. They all were pretty quick to go with him. Yeah, I don't like that going super early because normally they'll get a big run on you and just blow by you.
I agree with that. That is usually what you do see happen here. I don't think it's going to be such the case here. It is going to spread the field out a little bit. Enough guys went with him that there's not going to be this crazy massive run. But Jeans and Lance on the outside being shown. Oh, and Jason Lance dumps Jeans.
Just hugged Jeans out the drive, but Jeans has got help coming with the 46 of Scott Patton.
Might take about a half a lap or so, but Patton will catch up to the back of that 08 truck. As you see Ray Richer go up in front of Michael Jeans. He wants to go back to the front. Going to use Jeans to get him there. There's a little bit of separation.
Oh, Jeans thought about sticking her 3 wide in there.
Ray Richer well clear. I think he wants Jeans to push him clear and get himself clear. He needs to be very careful here because Jeans could easily duck to his inside. If he pushes him out far enough, he could duck to his inside. They both do move down. It's kind of a smart play by Richer, knowing that Jeans is a strong pusher, keeping him behind him, but at the same time, very risky.
Yeah, I was a little concerned with Michael Jeans there earlier. He was really tucked up and underneath the truck in front of him for a long time. I'm afraid he was going to get hot. These trucks can push for a couple laps before they get to that blow-up range.
You see a little bit of weaving going on here. See what we were talking about in the pre-race show about how one guy goes a little bit one way and another guy goes a little bit the other. They get off center, and if they go to push and they're not directly centered or at least very close to being centered, it can really turn somebody in a hurry.
Yep, that's what we were talking about earlier. We saw it on that rear bumper, and you just touch it the wrong time when he's going right and you're going left, it creates a mess. Because everybody is running so close together here at Dayton. I mean, it's just like in real life. The reaction time is like thousandths of a second when somebody turns in front of you. You're in it before you really even get out of the gas and you know anything's going on.
Tell you what, I'm impressed. Third driver on that outside line. You said he had a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm surprised too that got a mouthful of ice.
Wow, well, that's an interesting development there. Justin Michael was right behind the 85. 85 dropping back. He dropped to the outside continues to drop back. I do not understand. I didn't see anything going on with the truck. Didn't see him get in the wall. Didn't see him get any damage, and he just falls all the way back to 13th position. He's the last car in this lead pack. As we pan the camera out a little bit, he is that last truck in this lead pack, and then you go back to Kenny Heath and Jeffrey Wood. They're already 9 seconds back. Trent Drum, he went a lap down. See somebody there going into the pits. Not sure, maybe not the pits, just on the apron. No, that's Ted Wade. He's down on the apron. Jeremy Crandell is in the pits. Back to the front. Ray Richards still leading. Scott Patton, Justin Michael on the outside. Might see a run here.
Yeah, old Joe's probably doing the old, I'm going to drop to the back and save some fuel. Front of the pack, you're full throttle. Back of the pack, you're about half throttle, so you save a lot more fuel.
It's the lead group now, just 13 trucks.
Oh, big wiggle from Scott Patton.
That definitely sets that outside lane back just a little bit. Not like there's not plenty of time. We're only on lap 13 of 43, so we got 30 laps to go, and we haven't talked about fuel strategy yet, so might be time to talk about that. We talked a little bit earlier about a certain group of individuals that like to run together, and they'll pit off sequence with everybody else to try to get themselves into a position to run with each other and nobody else. Right now, if that 6-car group did that, I'm not sure if they're all together. Let's see. Yes, they are all together.
Yeah, I see at least 5 of them.
They could choose basically to go ahead and pit when the time comes. Obviously not now, but when the time comes. And that would pretty much take care of about half of the field, or half of this pack. That would be the 6 of them versus the 7 people left out on track. So as we get closer and closer to the what we would call the pit window to make it the rest of the way on fuel, you might see these guys go early, you know, just as the pit window opens, maybe a couple laps for a green-white checkered, and
yeah,
come on down.
I was about to say the same exact thing. I always want to, you're digging, you always want to take that extra, if you have the fuel, you always want to take that extra lap or two, just because normally at the end, when everybody gets real super racy, normally it costs you and you have to run that extra couple of laps. But I am surprised. I got to deep nice. I am surprised to see that Bandit Motorsports group up front. They normally like to ride in the back, unless they're thinking, well, this front pack's small enough to where we can get up there and get racy. Also, with the amount of laps, they're probably just like, well, it's going to be a one-stop race regardless, so let's get up there, mix it up, have some fun, see what happens. But I am super impressed with that 87 truck. With that rear damage.
He just got a really good push on the bumper of Patton. Patton chose not to go down. That's going to allow the 44 truck to pull back even. I agree. I am impressed that he is able to run as well as he is with that damage.
I was going to say, I was going to try to see if I could find a good camera angle on the back of that Justin Michael machine to see if we can't give the fans Yeah, let's do the chase camera on Justin Michael and give him a good view of the right rear of that truck. See what we're talking about.
That is the damage that he's talking about right there. That whole right side of his bumper, tailgate, and part of that fender's pushed up. Got the spoiler bent. So that does affect the truck. That is more than likely not a race capable winning truck. He can push, but I don't think that he's going to have the speed that he would. Yeah, that I wouldn't go that far, because I've seen trucks that had damage like that had enough speed to win. So it'll probably depend more on who's pushing than the damage on the truck.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. If a teammate's pushing him, he could probably win the race. But if it's anybody else, they'd probably pull out from beside him. And if you did any side draft on that side, it'd be like a parachute. Because when the air, there's basically side draft is a thing in this sim. So if somebody got right up on his right rear, the air coming off the nose of their truck would go right up over that right rear quarter panel, hit that giant spoiler that's pushed up in the air, and he would lose horsepower instantly.
That outside line getting a little bit tighter together now. We talked about it earlier about a few of these trucks running together. That entire outside lane from the 46 back to the 069 of Kerry Cleaver and that white and purple truck, that they are all running together in the same channel as teammates tonight. So that's got to be it's got to be a bit intimidating for some people, especially single car teams. Guys that have no affiliation with anybody else, say like Jason Lance. He's just going to be looking for a friend at the end of this thing, anybody to work with him.
Oh yeah, as a single car team, you're going, well, I'm surrounded by teammates, what do I do? But you just throw it in there and see what happens. You never know.
Appreciate the comments from Ted Wade out there in YouTube land, saying that he just lost it there through a tri-oval. Things do happen in racing. Nobody's perfect. It happens.
Oh yeah, we've all made our mistakes in Talladega. I've made more than my fair share.
Yep.
It don't take a lot.
Nope. I made mine on Tuesday night, which you can go see here on Extreme Sim TV if you want to watch that race. We had a heck of a battle in the 87 Cup cars on Tuesday night. Jeffrey Merck up here in the booth with me, he actually won that race. We had a good strategy going into the last couple laps. I was able to take the lead with about one to go, led a lap, and got a little squirrely going into turn 3. So did the guy at the outside, and Jeff was able to squeeze it through the middle and had a heck of a battle at the end. So go ahead and make sure you go check that out. It was a really good race, really a lot of fun as we get back to the action here tonight at Talladega. In the Loose Lug Nut Truck Series, back the blue 143. 143 meaning the miles that we're running here. Like I said earlier, 2.66 mile track, so every time they go around here, they're running about 2.5 miles. And we don't know exactly what the fuel window is, but I'm going to go out on a limb, Jeff, and say somewhere between 25 and 30. I think that's probably pretty close to what the pit window is going to be.
Yeah, because our leaders haven't pit yet. So I know Ray Richer, Michael Jeans hadn't pitted. So they'll probably be coming down as soon as, if they get to, say 23, then they know they can run another 20. So anytime after 23, I'd say the fuel window's open.
So interesting to me. Okay, so just if the 46, 87, 11. Okay, here they go. They're opening a window. They're moving down to the inside lane right now. The 46, 87, the 11 went down and then opened up a hole for the 87, 46. The 28 and 75 are still stuck on the outside, but I believe we're going to see
Yeah,
them pitting this lap.
We're getting announcements over the radio that cars are going to start pitting. So looks like the Bandit boys are going to go another lap. They're jumping up high, not to.
They don't want to pit.
the guys.
I assumed that they wanted to pit on their strategy, not on everybody else's. So you're going to have a mixed bag here. This is interesting. You're going to have what looks to me probably 5 drivers pulling off and pitting this lap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 drivers pulling down. As we watch Judd Danielson, Ray Richer, Jason Lance, and Gene Rogers all choose to pit now. Don't think the odds are in the favor of these 4.
No, it's going to be. I mean, here, I think I would just take fuel, because I don't think you're going to get enough tire wear 43 laps to be worried about tires. I would have did fuel only. And
I think that they took tires, at least right sides.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they took at least right sides.
And I think that that's probably a smart move as the leaders decide to run yet another lap. That brings a couple more trucks down. Ken Richardson, one of those trucks, watching him come down with Jeff Gilmore and I believe it's Kenny Heath also. So your leaders, now the top 7 are all teammates with the exception of that 08 truck of Michael Jeans. Michael Jeans decided that he was going to run with this group of trucks, maybe not, in terms of committing with them and being teammates.
And here comes the leaders right now. Oh, 87 down by himself. There's something you wouldn't expect.
No, not at all, as we are now under 19 laps to go. I don't understand.
Oh, and he disconnected.
Something must have happened to the 87. He might have had something happen in real life that he.
Yeah,
that's usually he was in a good
that's
position.
Not like Justin Michael.
He wouldn't have just pulled off there. All right, so as we inch closer to what we believe will be the green flag pit stops coming for our leaders, we gotta be right there in that window. One more time
around. Yeah, they gotta be getting close for sure.
It was only a 43 lap race. We're gonna have 17 to go, so they're on lap basically 26. I'm guessing 20. My gut's telling me 27, so I think you're going to see him on pit road next time by.
Yeah, because you'd have to think they got to be coming, getting close at least. I don't think Michael Jeans pitted under that first caution. I'm not sure about the Bandit Motorsports guys.
I don't think so, but even if they did, I mean, at this point, it's just a numbers game for them. It doesn't really matter when they pit. They're all together whenever they pit. If they all get in clean and they all get out clean, not really going to matter. And here comes Jeans.
Yeah, Michael Jeans coming in.
Oh, Jeans gets it sideways, locks it up. Manages to keep it straight. He's heading down pit road. Not sure if he got a speeding penalty or not. If you want to keep an eye on that, I'll keep the cameras on the leaders for the moment.
Yeah, let's see what he was doing speed-wise.
That or just watch the pit stop and see if he goes as soon as the tires are, as soon as the jack drops. I think you're probably right. I think this is going to be a gas and go for the leaders, and they're going to run it as long as they have to or can, whatever. and probably somebody's doing the math trying to figure out, okay, how much fuel do we have to take? Here we go. Leaders are all pitting.
Yeah, I think he was okay. He was at 58 at the line, and then he was down to like 52. So I think he's going to be good.
All right, so this will be basically the race for the lead. We'll see what these guys do. I don't see anybody taking 4. I see the probability of taking 2, as Patton actually has a mistake, had to back up. He was very quick about it, but I don't think that it's going to hurt him in terms of being with or without the pack. It just moves him a little bit to the rear of the pack. 4 trucks rather, out together. Harry Cleaver did not get the best pit stop. There's a little bit of separation there that is definitely going to change the outcome for him. I don't think that he's going to be able to hang with that pack. Michael Jeans has latched on to Kenny Heath, who happens to be 2 laps down, but they have good momentum. He might be able to push himself with that truck. I think he's going to be able to catch these guys. I think he's going to push this 982 truck hard enough. Oh, as he pulls up out of the way. And he had enough speed. Wow, he goes rocketing to the outside on turn 4. He's going to try to do it all by himself, passing all the way up to second place. The 46 pulls up just a little bit, I believe, to do a little bit of side draft type block.
That killed his momentum. Yeah, just when that 46, and that's that side draft I was telling you about earlier, just that little where he just pulled up like a half a truck late, put enough air on the nose of that 8 car, and it like he hit a wall of air, and he had to go right back to the back.
All right, folks, your leader currently, Andrew Schulte. We'll put up the driver bar so you can see this. You can see the 5 cars with the 2 lap down truck of Kenny Heath in that front pack. And you look at Kerry Cleaver. He is 6.2 seconds back from the leaders all by himself. Then the next group, you have Ken Richardson, Jeff Gilmore, Jason Lance, and Judd Danielson with the lap down truck of Trent Drum. They are 8.6 seconds back. You can see that there on the relative down on the bar. Then you look at the 44 and 17 truck. When they pitted, they're 13 seconds back. Jeffrey Wood with that damaged truck actually only a lap down. So if a caution were to come out, he'd get back on the lead lap, though I don't think that he has enough speed to do much with it. Unfortunately, he looks like he's about to get lapped here shortly. Leaders coming. Kenny Heath, like I said, in that lead pack. And Trent Drum rounding out the field in 15th right now. Everyone else is off the track. All right, we just have 13 laps to go, barring a caution. This is teammates versus teammates with 1 spoiler in there.
Yeah, the only chance that Jeans has is he's going to have to try to pick those guys off one at a time, starting with the 28 truck. If he opens the door, he's going to have to put his nose in there and hope he can get in him. But, I mean, the teammates are probably just going to pull up with the 28 and just pull. I mean, he's fighting an uphill battle here.
He is fighting an uphill battle. I always believe that there's a chance, right? I don't see the, and this is no disrespect to the 982, but I don't see stability from that truck. It would make me a bit nervous to ask him to push me, but in desperation on the last lap, more than likely these guys are gonna go 2 wide. Andrew Schulte, Scott Patton, Wally Tierheimer, Chris Voiles, they're gonna go 2 wide. Or somebody might, maybe one guy just pulls out to try to advance his position. The other guys stay in line and just shoo him back to the rear. But if they do get side by side and Michael Jeans times it just right with just a little bit of help from that truck behind, he could potentially rocket to the outside, take it 3 wide to the finish, and it come to a photo finish. possibly win the race, possibly come in third, whatever. But I think his really only chance, in my opinion, I don't even think trying to pick him off one by one at this point is going to help or work. I think it's going to be whenever they go side by side, Gene's going to have to pounce then.
Yeah, like when they fan out like that, that's when I would want to be to the outside. Like when one of the trucks sticks their nose out to breathe it, you want to be like against that truck behind them, and that'll give you actually some draft. You can actually do it by yourself, but it's very hard, and you got to really trust the guys to your inside.
The 982 just not really being able to push on that 08, and I don't think that Gene's would probably really want him to push much. He seems to have a little bit of issue staying in line.
Yeah, holding the line seems to be and he's new to the league. That's why he has the 3-digit 9 number.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not crapping
yeah,
on him at all.
So he's maybe just, feeling everybody out. But as you can see coming into the tribal there, he had a pretty big wiggle. So it's just one of those deals.
But even right there,
still,
even right there, all he needs is just to give him a little bit of air.
Shot. That's it. That's all you gotta do is just give him a shot. You don't have to push him. Just
just that little buffer of air. Of course,
yeah.
If you can get hooked up, if you can get hooked up, it's better. But he gets these massive runs. I don't think he understands it. Every time he pulls out away from Gene's, it slows Gene's down a little bit. And he speeds up because he pulls back into the draft.
Yeah, because it's definitely each car you have, it divides the air between each car. So if he pulls away from Gene's, then all the air, Gene's is having to fight that by itself. When the 982 tucks in behind him, they divide the amount of force from the air between two trucks. So in turn, they go faster.
So I got to say, if you're the other team right now, how long do you play around? Because if Gene's gets back up there beside him again and he's able to hold it where he was, that blocks them from making a move to go double wide, 2 wide.
Yeah, I mean, as a team, I look at it as if it was our team and we were running 1, 2, 3. We probably wouldn't do anything. We'd probably just ride it out, and we'd be perfectly happy finishing. Ooh, and Scott Patton goes underneath the 11.
And we're 3 wide. Here we go.
Yeah, Patton probably got hot, I'd guess.
Gene's is going to pull down in front of the 11. He knows that's probably his best shot here. Now, what do? Do you
have to
jump in line?
Yeah, you have to.
Looks like Gene's is kind of flirting with the outside, inside, outside.
Oh, and they hung him
They're
out.
You knew that was coming.
Yeah, you can. I mean, in a way, as a driver, I know what Gene's was doing, but you have to know that's a whole team behind you. You have to know that if you give them any room whatsoever, they're going to hang you out to dry.
Well, here comes the bad news. Patton pulled up in front to block Gene's on the outside. Gene's is going to give him everything he can handle. Now, Andrew Schulte is a good pusher, so that I take nothing away from him, but you can see Gene's is breathing that truck right now. I think he's going to cool the truck as much as he can, and he's going to go for a big shove. He's going to try to put Patton up front, and if luck is on his side, the 982 might be behind him. They might make a move.
Yeah, if I was at 982, I know what he's doing, but if I was Kenny Heath, I would be right up on the back of that 87 truck. And it's 3-on-3, so, I mean, yeah, Patton is going to pull down as soon as you get him clear, but you still...
Yeah, but when he does, it's going to slow the momentum of that inside line. And if the 982 is there on Michaels, that could be the deal breaker right there.
Oh yeah, it definitely could.
As we get
come
ready
on,
to cross
982, you got to get your feet wet eventually, buddy. Hop in there and get that front bumper skin up a little bit.
Just 5 laps to go. We'll quickly talk about the other part of the field. I don't really want to walk away from the action here, but 14 seconds back. Real quick, I'm going to go camera 2. 14 seconds back. This group is of about 6 cars are all together. Then Gene Rogers and Ray Richard, 21 seconds back. Keith is with the front group. Trent Drum 2 laps down in that group, and Jeff Wood is all by himself 2 laps down as we go back up front with our leaders. We're going to go on board on the roof of Michael Jeans here and see what it looks like from his view.
Oh, look at that 980.
Oh, about
taken by advice up there. Push it.
Jeans almost split it there, was unable to make the move, gets back in line. I got a feeling this is going to be a thrilling finish. I hope it doesn't disappoint.
Oh yeah, old Jeans is just looking for that. I think when we get one to go, if that gap's there, you're gonna see some Michael Jeans magic.
Michael Jeans all by himself, no teammate out there. He is getting some help from.
Oh, big wiggle and they oh no!
That's going to be a
Michael
caution,
Jeans
maybe?
took a ride. Oh, how is that not a caution?
because he went airborne.
Yeah, because he was definitely.
Oh, Scott Patton out on track smoking, literally smoking. Probably not going to make it around. Michael Jeans is in his pit box. That changes everything. Wally Tierheimer, Andrew Schulte, Chris Voiles, your top three with 3 laps to go. Now it's teammate versus teammate. Do you have a teammate at this point?
With the gap they have, no. It would be, I mean, it's between you three coming to the line. I think even if it was over to Top Motorsports, we'd have a gentleman's agreement. You know, stay tucked up, coming off a 4 through the tri-oval, it's every man for himself. Because your team's going to finish top 3 regardless.
I do seem to recall something like that happening in the past. Looks like we have some minor difficulties with the broadcast right now. Lost anything there?
All right, well, the top 3's coming off a 4, getting ready to come through the tri-oval. They'll be taking the white flag. If they get to the white flag, it'll be over regardless of what happens as soon as the leader crosses the line. And here he comes through the tri-oval right now. Passes that big checker stripe, and the race is in its final lap. All 3 teammates are lined up. We got Wally Tierheimer, Andrew Schulte, Chris Voiles running 1, 2, 3. Coming off a 2, still lined up single file. Don't think up. Chris Voiles making a move to the outside. Up. Or are they going to try to do the old 3 wide teammate crossing the line together? Or are they going to wreck each other? 28 and 11 almost clip each other going down the back straightaway.
11 is now pushing on the 75. Gonna slide to the high side. I don't think that he's gonna have enough.
Now the 28 dropped down. He is hung out to dry. He's going to move up. Oh, Mr. Del Taco himself gets the win. 2nd place goes to Chris Voiles. And 3rd place goes to Mr. Andrew Schulte. Big race back here for, looks like 4th position. It's going to be, oh, that's, Lance gets it. Judge Danielson 5th. Ken Richardson 6th. Gilmore 7th. Kerry Cleaver 8th. Gene Rogers 9th. Ray Richard 10th.
All right, as we get ready for post-race interviews. Apologies for the broadcast. Don't know what's going on, why the
Probably getting some packet loss on the internet side. More than likely, that's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like to me too. I've checked all the settings a couple times. Shame, because we're coming down here to the finale. All right, let's go ahead and get ready for our interviews.
Yeah, waiting for the guys to get lined up here so we can get the picture. They figure out how they want their picture done here.
All right, we've got them lined up. We're going to bring up our third place finisher. That's going to be Andrew Schulte as we get ready. Andrew Schulte, your third place finisher. This is Ron and Jeff up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, looks like you guys had another successful run tonight, especially, working with your teammates, kind of controlling the race. Talk to us about your race and, what was there a shot for you to try to get the win there at the end, or what your guys' plan was there?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good strategy call. We were going to come in about the same time that everyone else was going to, and then called an audible and decided to stay out for a couple laps, and pretty much all able to get in and out of pit road without trouble, and we were able to break a lead. We had Jeans there that we had to worry about a little bit, but looks like him and Scott got tangled up there, and then it was just trying to figure out who was going to win. I was going to try and make a run on the outside of Wally, but it looked like Chris was going to try and take the middle, and I think we just didn't want to make a boo-boo and wreck each other coming to the line. So congrats to Wally, but it was good to see us finish 1, 2, 3 there.
Well, it was a quick race. I expected maybe a few more laps, but just one pit stop. Luckily, we did get a green flag pit stop. That always makes things a little more interesting. Not really much else to say. You got anybody out there you want to give a shout out to? Thanks.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for putting this on. It's always fun to come and race here, and like I said, congrats to Wally. Shout out to Bandit Motorsports for bringing home a top 3 there. That was fun, and I want to say hi to the wife and the baby at home.
Copy that. Well, congratulations to you, sir. Andrew Schulte bringing home a third place finish. All right, next up on the old interview block, we've got Chris Voiles coming up in the booth. Chris, Ron, and Jeff up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Ron. Hey, Jeff. How y'all doing, man?
Doing good.
Hey, Chris, my question is, where did you get that Dale Jarrett, as I like to say, Mr. Mustache, back in the Glory Day paint job at?
You know what? I actually just happened to look through Trading Paints and saw it. I was always a fan of the 88 in this color scheme, and Dale Jarrett fan. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start running that one.
Yeah, I was a big Owen Jarrett and Mark. I was a big Mark Martin fan back in the day. So back in the day when I saw that, it just brought back a lot of fine memories of when NASCAR was NASCAR, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, Jeffrey.
So back to your night, though. Enough about Dale Jarrett. Let's get back to Chris Voiles and Bandit Motorsports team. Looks like y'all had it pretty much as usual on the restrictor plates. Y'all get them 5 or 6 cars lined up, and it's pretty tough to get around you boys.
Yeah, we're usually already working on a plan by the time we take the green flag on what we're going to do, and then we base it on what everybody else does too. So tonight you saw us do something a little bit different. We run it dry this time instead of pitting with everybody else. It worked out for the good.
Yeah, I talked to your team owner's PR guy there, and apparently the wife's battery died in her car, so that's the reason he had to do that abrupt exit to go rescue the missus. Is that did the PR guy lie to me, or is that what you heard too?
Well, apparently our PR guy informed you more than he did us, because he just told us he had to leave, and he was gone.
Yeah, so see, that's what you got to get those when you're up here in the booth. You get all that inside stuff. But another good run for you guys. The second place for Chris Voiles. You got anybody you want to thank for tonight's run?
I want to thank all my teammates there: Wally, Andrew, Scott, Justin, even though he had to leave early, and Kerry. I mean, we all had a good plan. We all raced well together. We've been doing this a lot, especially super speedways. You know, we used to do this all the time, all together, and that's kind of where we get our. You know, that's how we run so good here.
All right, well, 10-4, buddy. Like I said, another good run for that whole team. Y'all definitely got the restrictor plates figured out as far as strategy and fuel and all that stuff.
Well, thanks, Ron. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for the interview. Thanks for the broadcast. We appreciate it.
All right. Congratulations to Chris Voiles on second place tonight. Congratulations, sir. All right. And the last man standing, unfortunately, will not be able to get Wally on camera because he has took it to the hauler, but we do have the number 75 Del Taco Wally Tierheimer driven truck out here in the booth with us. How about Wally?
Hey, how's it going up there, guys?
Doing well. How about you? Looks like 6 laps led tonight. Probably the final 6, I think. Talk to us about your night and how you were able to pull off that win.
Well, I mean, as the guys probably already told you, you know, it's really it's tough to compete with a well organized team in these speedways. You know, we had 6 guys. That was almost half the field, and we all worked well together up until I think Kerry got put out a little bit on a pit stop, and then there was still 5 of us. So it was just a matter of, honestly, at one point I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have my setup to where I can see my gauges, so I'm not going to be a good pusher. So I really could be better in the front, you know. So at the end there, it kind of, you know, with us doing our thing, it cycled to me being in the front, and I just stayed there. And then unfortunately, Scott got up into Michael or whatever happened there, and it was just the 3 of us, Andrew, Chris, and I. And I appreciate they didn't they let me win, you know. Didn't cause a ruckus. We could have all wrecked each other on going for it at the end there. So. But yeah, it was pretty fun. And I want to thank my mom for watching. I'm sure she's either watching now or will be watching, and my brother as well. It's cool to have them out there watching us race all the time. And just so you guys know, they're watching us, you know, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, pretty much out there. So.
Well, we do appreciate that, and I want to apologize to fans. Looks like my internet was having some kind of issues there. I broadcast last night, had no issues whatsoever, and right there towards the end of the race, we kind of had some buffering. I'm not sure. Maybe it was YouTube. Maybe it'll buffer out. But the action was still there. Hopefully the commentary was there. It might be a little bit difficult to watch the end, but we do apologize for that. But congratulations on the win tonight. First win of the season, if I remember. Yeah, first win of the season for the number 75.
Yep.
Del Taco Mechanics Wear. Let's see, is that a Chevrolet or a Toyota? Chevrolet. Nope, it's a Ford.
It's a Ford.
It's a
we
Ford.
Got a Ford. It's
I
a
forgot.
Del Taco. It's a Del Taco Ford.
I forgot they brought the Fords back in last year, didn't? I think it was last year. Yeah, so Fords.
Yeah, well, it was just earlier this year. I think about 6 months ago or so. Something like that.
Yeah, I guess I should say last season, but yeah.
Yep,
So got the Fords back out there on track, so that's pretty cool. We got a Ford in Victory Lane. I think it's been a little while since we've had a Ford in Victory Lane. Trucks looks spectacularly clean as well. Doesn't look like you had any issues tonight.
Yeah, I was able to make it through that one caution that we had. Kind of got down a little low, and then I kind of got back up on the track and around the other person, whoever was coming down, so I didn't get any damage whatsoever. I didn't even have to go into the grass, so it was pretty good.
Copy that. Jeff, finished off?
Yeah, my question to the Taco Man is how much do you have to pay the rest of the teammate for you to always be up front at the restrictor plate tracks?
Well, it's just It just goes to show how bad I am at the other tracks, Jeff. I was looking. I didn't even know you could look in the standings, like the Dan Lisa standings, by your name and see everything. And I'm looking at my overall stats, and I look down and I see, ninth, 11th, 7th, 12th, 19th, all these numbers, and I see a 2, and that's Talladega. And then I go down and see all the same numbers, and then there's another 2, and that's Talladega. And then there's a 1, that's Talladega. So that's the way it goes with me. I'm, I guess I don't pay him enough because I'm, we all seem to be up here as a team, and it shakes out to where, I've won a couple, and Justin gets enough of his, so we have to pretty much tell him, hey, you don't get to win this one. There's 6 of us all pushing, and you get to win every other race. Let us win one of these.
That's well, Dale Jr. made a career out of winning restrictor plate tracks, so if you got to be like somebody, I guess that's a pretty good guy to take after.
There you go. I'll do that.
I'll tell you what, on that note, I will say this. Between it wasn't just the Earnhardts. There's some other guys, Gordon, even Johnson. If you can be dominant like those guys, and Wally, I consider you to be kind of one of those guys. We've been racing each other for quite a while now, and dating back to another league. You won a good fair share of races over there too. So I wouldn't call you Mr. Restrictor Plate, but when we get to restrictor plates, I definitely always look for the 75.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, and I feel really confident, and I'm comfortable, and I don't feel like I'm going to beat the car up, and I'm not pushing too hard, and you don't destroy your tires and all that stuff. And we always seem to have a good strategy. So all that playing together, I seem to come out at least in the top end of the stick, top half of the stick instead of the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. We already asked. I think he already thanked everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, and thanks to the guys again, the Bandit Motorsports guys, and Chris and Andrew and Justin and Kerry and Scott. We're all in here. Had a pretty big group, and to thank them, and like I said, to thank my mom and my brother Lance, and even my brother John watches a couple times, and that's saying something for a bunch of old guys, because we're not just kids. I'm the young one at 57, and my older brothers, they enjoy watching it once in a while. So pretty cool.
Oh well, good. That I'm not the old man. I thought me pushing 50, I was gonna be the old man. So.
Oh no, I'm 57, man.
Man, you get 57, make me feel like a whippersnapper.
There you go.
All right, yes. Wally, congrats on the win, buddy. It's nice to see you up front. Restrictor plate, you got it figured out. I'm pretty sure you got a trophy on the mantle that was at a restrictor plate track as well. So
I do, and I thank you very much. It's awesome. I do.
Congratulations on the win, and I think that'll be it from Talladega.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Have a good night. All right, that was Wally Tierheimer bringing home the win here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. A lot of action with a smaller group of cars, though we did have 15 cars running at the end of the race. Kind of got broke down into groups. We see that from time to time when we get at these super speedways because of strategy, and sometimes I know as a fan it might not look that cool, and it may not be your cup of tea, especially when it's not your driver. But as a driver, I thoroughly enjoy strategy. I can't say enough about working together as a team, and strategizing doesn't really even matter at a super speedway, but it just goes to show what can happen. The official results shows Jason Lance, Judd Danielson in 4th and 5th. They finished 13 seconds back off the lead. So those guys working together early really paid off at the end. I thought we saw a great race. I hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Jeff, as always, it's a pleasure broadcasting with you, and I can't wait to go to next week where we'll bring up the stand by 1 second. I'll bring up the image for next week, and we are going to be at Martinsville next week. So next week we'll be at Martinsville.
The old paperclip.
So we'll be back at Martinsville next week, same time, same channel here at Extreme Sim TV. I want to thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Holland.
Drivers around the corners as long as they hit the...
He rolled back off the lid.